Beehive Grade 9 Poem The Road Not Taken. The poem The Road Not Taken is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet. He has written many beautiful poetries. Let us read the poem and try to understand what does the poet try to convey through his poetry. The poem The Road Not Taken was published in the year 1961. The poet has written this poetry for his friend Edward Thomas. Robert Frost thinks about the possibilities in life if he chooses either of the given roads. The poet is presented with two different choices, that is, two different roads, and he has to opt for one and travel on the same road. The poet is trying to weigh the pros and cons if he traveled by both the roads or either of the given roads. He is unable to make up his mind to what to do, and then he comes to a conclusion. Let us read the first stanza where the poet is standing in the wood, pondering about what he should do and what decision he should take so that he can be successful in his life. Stanza 1. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel by both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. The two roads symbolize, obviously, the choices that the speaker faces in life. He is standing in the woods, observing the two diverged roads. Now, what do you understand by diverge? Diverge means separated in different direction. So the diverged roads are called fork. As the poet is thinking about what he should do, he is observing the fork very keenly. He cannot see far, not far enough to make a confident decision as to the better nature of one over the other. The fact that is a yellow wood perhaps indicates that as fall is often a symbol of the waning years of one's life, the speaker would not be able to enjoy his past, that is his youth, again in future, and he will have to decide upon his willingness what he should do. He is still unable to convince himself, as he is sure that whatever he is going to choose is going to have a permanent impact on his life. As one approaches the middle life, one comes to grip with the fact that his time for hopes and dreams has passed. He must not, or one must not come to grips with the reality created by the choices one has made. So here the poet is standing in a state of dilemma, thinking about what would be the right choice that he could make so that he can have a better life ahead. Stanza 2. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though else for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Here the speaker seems to be contradictory. He has made a choice, but is still unsure about it. It is just as fair, yet it has the better claim. Then again, there is no appreciable difference as the passing there. Now the poet thinks to himself what he should do. The thought seems to be contradictory. He wants to travel by both the roads, and if he is going to travel by either one of them, he is not sure what would be the outcome. So, he is trying to convince himself that either choice would have been acceptable. He cannot quite make up his mind about the wisdom of his decision. He feels, after comparing both the roads, how will you know that the roads have been compared? If you read the first line carefully, you come across a phrase as just as fair. So, the poet thinks that if I travel by either one of them, both are right. Both are going to lead me to what I desire in the different way. But what I love to do the most and what I expect out of my life is something that I should consider. So he is convincing himself that either choice would be acceptable. If you read stanza 3, you come across the beautiful line, I doubted if I should ever come back. Let us read stanza 3. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no sap had trodden black. What do you understand by the term trodden black? Trodden black means worn out. For example, somebody steps on the grassy land. If you step over the grass is crushed and squeezed and it becomes dark or turns dark after some time. This shows that lot many people have traveled by that road and the road has trodden black. It has worn out, it is deserted and it is dry now. It is not green and grassy. Green and grassy means wanted wear. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now he thinks that if he is going to opt for the second road, he can sometime in future look back into the past and come to the woods and travel by the first road that he is not going to opt right now. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. Now, while considering this option, before taking a decision, the poet thinks that whatever he is going to decide now is going to be permanent. He cannot change the time. He cannot reconsider his decision again. So, the choice that he is going to opt for now is going to present few more choices in the same way, in the same direction. Like, for example, if I take a decision, I cannot change the decision in future. What all consequences that I'll have to face because of my decision today is going to be evident, and it's inevitable for anybody to not to accept. I doubted if I should ever come back. Now he thinks that if he is going to take the decision right now, he has to stick to it, and there is no doubt that he has an opportunity or he'll be presented with an opportunity that he can change his decision or change his journey of life. This shows that the narrator or the speaker or the poet is still in the process of convincing himself, even to the point of self-delusion. He tries to tell himself that should this road prove not the right one. Now, if he is going to travel by the road less traveled, is it going to be a right decision or right choice for him or not? He will have the chance to go back to take the other road in future or not. Yet, in a road of complete uncertainty, he knows that life will probably not allow him the choice to return, even if he should wish to. He has transitioned to the point where he realizes that his youth is past and he must take up the responsibility and reality of adulthood. As the time is going to pass, he is going to grow up and there won't be any chance that he would change his journey of life. Stanza 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. With great regret, he accepts the reality of life and he sighs off. Somewhere ages and ages hence. Ages and ages highlight repetition. So the poetic device here is repetition as two words, that is ages and ages, means the word ages has been repeated twice. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The poet has come to the decision that for good or evil, the choice he has made is permanent in nature and highly impacting. The effect of this decision is going to be there throughout his lifetime. He looks ahead to time when he can look back and tell that the choice he made, whether wisely or unwisely, was the point at which his life's path was set. So here the poet is ready to take the decision and he is very much sure that the life is going to be uncertain. He will be presented with so many different things that he'll have to accept the reality of life and he cannot reconsider or rethink about changing his decision. So we get to know that the poet has no other choice than to make a decision. Let us take a simple example. You are studying in grade 9 and after a few months or after some time you might be presented with different choices. Choices or options. Let it be commerce, let it be science, let it be humanities, let it be arts. You will be presented with different options to opt for the career of your choice. You might have to take up any stream of your choice and study further. Now, sometime in your life where you are stuck up and you feel perplexed or confused, thinking about what you should do or what you should have done in the past, will make you understand that life is uncertain and momentary. Whatever decision you take in your life at a particular moment of time, that is going to highly affect the journey of your life. The impact of your decision is evident. So here, the poet who chooses to be a poet thinks that the decision that he has taken is right. Why does he think so after taking the decision and when he is successful? Because he has traveled the road of uncertainty. He has faced many challenges as a poet, and ultimately, when he has become the renowned poet, he is happy that whatever decision he has taken, whatever choices he has made in his life, has led him to a right direction. And he is able to be happy, happily accept what the life has presented to him. So, in short, the literary devices used in this poetry is metaphor. Fork, wood, leaves highlight the metaphor of life. So, metaphorically said, life is uncertain, and the poet feels that everything that he is going to decide upon now is going to remain as it is throughout his lifetime, and there is no possibility that he could change anything ever throughout his lifetime. So, the summary of the poem is very much clear to you. I hope that you have understood the central idea of the poem and you would love to read the poem. Let us have a quick recap of what we have just discussed. Name the poet of the poem. Yes, Robert Frost is the poet. What problem do you think the poet faces when he is standing in the wood? The problem that he faces is that he cannot decide which road to take to continue his journey, since it is not possible for him to travel both the roads at the same time. If you read the poetry carefully, you also come across literary device symbolism. What does the road symbolize? What is the symbolism of the poem The Road Not Taken? The road itself symbolizes the journey of life, and the image of a road forking off into two paths. Okay, the forking means diverged, two separate directions. Okay, in which the road is moving ahead is symbolizing choice, means